Happy weekend, everyone. It just occurred to me it's probably not the weekend when you're watching this, but it is the weekend for me now. It's Friday afternoon. I just finished work for the week, and I'm about to make myself some lunch because I have a car journey to go on this afternoon. Something that has to do with these packages that I wrapped in mermaid wrapping paper. I feel like you can guess. You can think you know who those are for, but you're probably wrong. So I'm just going to make myself some lunch right now. I don't know what that's going to be. I feel like I'll probably just make a sandwich. And also maybe have an apple. Tends to be my go-to lunch. So let's make that. Alright, we are off. If you didn't know, by the way, I make Spotify playlists every month, and that tends to be like just a mash of everything that I've been listening to or like that's new that I want to keep listening to that month. So I made one for spring for this month, and that is what I'm going to listen to on my drive. Driving makes me so tired. So I didn't film a ton of it, but I did drive home just to spend the afternoon with my family, and also because it was Winnie's first birthday today, which is totally crazy. It just like reminds me how quickly the past year has gone. But I think in the clip I filmed that hopefully I inserted a second ago, Winnie is a very weird cat who likes to drink out of sinks, or at least like play in the faucet. Like if you turn the water on just a little bit, she will stick her paw in it, she'll stick her face in it, she'll stick her whole head under it. Like she is just fascinated by water. So I got her a little like water bowl with a fountain on it. So like it's basically like a water filter thing. So it comes through and it has like a little fountain at the top of it. And she was just mesmerized by this water fountain thing. She's just a goofball. So it's currently 9 o'clock and I am exhausted. So I'm going to change out of these clothes and probably read. Let me show you what I'm reading, since I tend to do that. So I'm currently reading Obsidio. This is the final book in the Illuminae trilogy. Read the first one fairly soon after it came out, I think. Then read the second one, which was Gemina. And now it's the final one, Obsidio. For some reason, it's taking me a long time to get through it. Like, I'm not getting into it as quickly as I remember getting into the other two. But I also know that every book kind of switches characters a little bit, so it takes me like a minute to like get to know the new people in the same like scenario. I've also been like super stressed and stuff with things going on this week and last week, so I'm also not reading as much at night as I have so far this year. If I get like 20 minutes at the end of the night before I fall asleep, I'm lucky. That also probably contributes to it that I haven't been able to like actually sit down and read it for like a good period of time. Because reading books in 20-minute chunks just makes it hard to like get through it and get into it. And I am enjoying it, even if it's not like the best experience ever. I am enjoying it, and I understand it is partially my fault. I'm sure this book is great. I'm not doubting it yet. Alright, I am going to go to bed now. You know, I knew it was supposed to snow today, but for some reason it like didn't register in my head that it was actually going to snow today. Why does this happen to me? Things I want to do this weekend. 1, go to Sephora. I don't know how that's going to work with the weather as it is, but I have been wanting to go and pick up some things just to try. I have not been to Sephora in a long time. I've not bought anything from Sephora in a long time, so I kind of feel like doing that this weekend. Which leads me to 2, I want to tell you guys about some of my favorite things from the last few months. I want to try and do that every few months just to like keep you updated on my favorite things. 3, I want to get some writing done. I did fairly okay at the beginning of this last week, but I want to kind of catch up because I missed doing some stuff the last few days. 4, if I have time, I want to look for a couch. It's kind of a weird, long story, but short version, I'm looking for a couch. And lastly, I really want to see Love, Simon. I'm debating just like going by myself at some point. I want to see it so badly. Obviously, if you watched my last video, you know that I read the book and I really liked it. So I'm like itching to see the movie. I've talked to a few people that saw it. They really loved it. And now I'm like getting impatient. Mandy, why do you do this to me? Yeah. Now this is when she gets mad at me and tries to stalk me and bite my feet. See? Mandy, why are you like this? Stop. My cat is literally a psychopath. So yeah, we'll see how those plans go with the weather as it is. My guess is I'm gonna be stuck at home watching DVDs for most of the weekend. I also, again, had it in my head that I was going to leave the house this weekend. And I don't function well when I like plan something in my head and then it doesn't actually happen the way that I planned it out in my head. Cons of being a natural born planner with anxiety. Alright, I'm going to brave the storm for a quick mall trip. Now I must decide what snack to take along with me on my journey. Let's see, I have Luna bars, I have a few different Kind bars, and I also have a few different RX bars. I think I'm gonna go with this one. Yeah. I love these RX bars. I think they taste really good, despite being like a bunch of just like meh ingredients, which is kind of the thing. It's supposed to be like fairly good, simple ingredients, so it's really good for you. All this has is dates, egg whites, almonds, cashews, cranberries, strawberries, raspberries, and natural flavors, whatever the heck those are. The only thing I don't like about these is they stick to your teeth like glue. It is the most annoying thing ever, but they do taste really good. So I'm going to have one of those. I'm also going to take a chocolate milk. I don't drink regular milk, but I do get these chocolate almond milks. So super good. I think they're like $1 or something at Kroger, but these are delicious. I love them so much. They taste like regular chocolate milk. You can't even tell it's almond milk. It's delicious. So, as I mentioned earlier, I did want to sit down and kind of talk about some of my favorite things from the past few months. I feel like it's been a while since I've talked about some of my favorite things, so I thought, why not sit down today and do that? Because you know what? It's snowing outside. I'm in a cozy mood. Why not? So, I guess first thing, since I'm holding it, obviously because I'm in a new home, I'm still like getting stuff for my home. And if you're old enough to have like lived out by yourself, then you'll know that it doesn't all just happen at once. It's typically like a slow process of like finding everything you like and like stocking your cabinets with plates and covering all your beds in duvets and hanging things on the wall. It's all just like a long, drawn out process. So when I first moved in here in August, I had plenty of like plates and stuff, at least like enough for one person. I had like 4 plates, some, you know, bowls and mugs and cups and things, but I've slowly been kind of like adding to that collection as time's gone on, and Anthropologie is one of my favorite places to go for that. And I'm the type of person, like, I have so many mugs and none of them match. So I feel like I kind of like doing the same thing with plates and bowls and stuff, and I'll just find some that I like and I'll only pick up a couple and just slowly like add on to my collection, and I don't really care if they all match. So this is one of the mugs that I've picked up, and I just love the size of it. I think it's so cute. I love the design. It's just a really like cute little handy mug. And then I have a bowl that matches it. So they're really cute because they look handmade even though they're not, which is one thing that I love about Anthropologie and all their homeware. So like they match, they're cute, but all the bowls are like a little bit different, and everything is, you know, it's not perfect. It looks handmade. And another set I have that I actually got as a Christmas gift is this one. Also from Anthropologie. Super cute. You can tell I like the grays and the pinks and like the muted tones. That's kind of what I go for. Keeping in the homeware theme, I have a blanket here that I am obsessed with. I got this from West Elm. The last time I checked it was on sale, so it might still be on sale. When I bought it a couple months ago, it was on sale. So how many times can I say sale? Sale, sale, sale. And it's basically just like a faux fur, like thick blanket slash throw. I keep this on my chair in the living room, and I'm always wrapped up in it when I'm watching TV or reading a book down there. This is also one of my cat's favorite fabrics, so when I have this on my lap, I can pretty much guarantee that my cat is going to come and snuggle with me. So it's a win-win to me. And now for clothing. I have a couple of like fashion things to show you. I feel like I've talked about these before, but I also feel like I can't talk about them enough. I recently discovered Madewell Jeans, and I've been shopping at Madewell forever. In fact, my outfit now is from Madewell. It's one of my favorite stores of like all time. And I knew they had a ton of denim, and I knew denim was like their thing. I just never touched it. I don't know why. I was weird. Because now that I have, it has been the only place that I've bought denim since. So these are their 9-inch high-rise skinny jeans. So they're really high-waisted, they're skinny. This is actually the tall version, so normally their jeans hit me like above the ankle, but my legs are a little longer, so I got the tall ones. And then these I tend to like roll up just a little bit. But they're just so comfortable, they hold up super well, and I just have no complaints. I have one of these in like a khaki green color that I think you've seen. I also have them in like a black ripped version, and all the time I go in there and I see more and I just want to pick up more of their jeans because I love them. Also, I can't believe I have never had a pair of these before, but I finally have my own pair of Converse sneakers. It feels crazy to me that I've never had a pair of Converse. Like, I feel like it's an initiation rite that I just skipped over. It sounds really weird, but I have bigger feet, and I've always been kind of self-conscious about my bigger feet, so I would only really buy shoes that made my feet look normal sized, which Converse does not really fall into that category. So I kind of shied away from them. I thought I looked weird in them, and only as I've gotten older have I not been so insecure about my feet. Like, my feet really aren't that big. It was all in my imagination, and now I feel like I can comfortably wear Converse and join the masses in this shoe phenomenon. So let's do like makeup and skincare. I have a couple of makeup things. One thing that I picked up a couple months ago was this Makeup Forever Water Blend Foundation. This was a weird purchase. I went to the mall intending to get the MAC Face and Body Foundation, which I'd heard such good things about. It's like a water-based foundation, really light coverage. It's just something that you can like throw on that evens out your skin tone a little bit, but doesn't like look or feel like makeup at all. I love that, like especially for a simple day where I'm just like going to work or chilling at home. Like, I don't want to have a ton of makeup on my face. I like the light coverage, and I'll put concealer where I need it and just like leave it at that. Especially because I have fairly oily skin, I tend to need to put like powders and stuff on, and once you layer multiple things, it just becomes way too much for me. But I went into the MAC store and like no one would help me, and there was like nobody around. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I won't be buying anything today. And I just went to Sephora and I saw this, and to me this was like it was pretty much the same thing. Like, I tried them both on the back of my hand. It felt the same, and I was just like, you know what? We're gonna try it, and I really like this. I don't know what the MAC one's like. I can't compare them, but having tried this one, I really like it. I will say though, if you're into like the 5-minute makeup kind of thing, this isn't quite that, because it does take a while to like blend it out and make it look nice, because it is water-based, so it does look streaky. You have to like take your time to make it look nice. But once it's on, like, it looks like you're wearing no makeup. So it's kind of a preference thing. Like, for me, I don't mind spending that extra time to look like I'm wearing less. Sounds weird, but if you're really just one for like super quick, you don't want to spend a bunch of time, this might be your thing, but it also might not. And the other makeup favorite was a total splurge purchase, but I tried this in a travel size and I was obsessed with it. This is the Lancome Monsieur Big mascara, and I love this. I go back and forth between this and the Benefit Roller Lash. So I go for the Benefit Roller Lash on days where I'm wearing more like natural makeup and I just want some like length and color to my lashes. But when I want like packed volume that looks bomb, I pull this one out. This is more of my go-to, just because like if I'm putting makeup on, I'm probably not trying really hard to make it look natural. But I do have some days where I like don't want to pack such a punch, so I'll do the roller lash. But this one has really been my go-to. It's not cheap, but it's just so good. And then lastly, I just have a couple things in skincare. One of them is my Clarisonic. I've pulled this back out again. It's my new favorite guy. I believe I've mentioned before that I used to use this, and then all of a sudden my skin got really bad, and I was pretty sure that this had something to do with it, because this and a couple other things were like the only things that I changed at that time. It was just making me break out, and I broke out like crazy for like a year and a half. It was terrible. But recently my skin has been a ton better, so I got the courage to pull this out again, and I did a couple of things. So one, I went in and got the softest, most sensitive brush head that I could possibly find. This is like the cashmere or silk or something like that. But it's the one with the longest bristles, so it's the most sensitive on my skin. And I also don't use the Clarisonic for the full length of time, so I take my makeup off first and then I use this to cleanse it, and I do it fairly quickly. And I also got the foundation brush head just because if it didn't work for skincare, I wanted to be able to use it for something else. And the foundation brush head looks fairly similar to this, except it's not quite as soft, but it does really well with both like foundation and with cream products, and it gets me some use out of this because I hated that I had it and it wasn't cheap and I wasn't using it. So if you're in the same boat or you just want an extra reason to pull out your Clarisonic, the foundation brush head is really great too. And then because I'm crazy, I have 3 face masks to talk about because these have been my pride and joy. For the past couple of months, I've been loving face masks. One that I picked up is the Kiehl's Calendula and Aloe Soothing Hydration Mask. I originally picked this up because I know aloe is really good for your skin, so I wanted something hydrating because, again, it was the winter months and my skin felt kind of dry. And also, even though I have oily skin, I do feel like hydrating it helps with the oil, and it also just like makes my skin look better. This one was kind of a splurge, but I heard everyone talking about it and saying that it had the most amazing face mask results, and I was like, alright, I'm gonna go for it. This is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Sleeping Mask for glowing, radiance, and softening. And it actually does that. Like, I didn't believe a mask could like actually make a noticeable difference in a short amount of time. But the amazing thing about this one is that you can sleep with it on. It does like peel off as it dries, so you look kind of freaky when you wake up in the morning. But I really love this. It smells amazing. When I use this at night and then I wake up in the morning, I notice my skin is genuinely like softer and glowier, and it's just crazy. I totally recommend this even though the price is steep. But that same brand does have a more affordable alternative. So this is Wamisa by Glow Recipe, and you can find this at Target, I think is where I got this. And this is the Green Tea Clay Mask. And I occasionally use this as a mask, but more often I use it as a spot concealer. So I take my makeup off at the end of the night. I feel a spot making its way up and I'll put this on it, and by the next morning the crisis has been averted. But this one just does such a good job at like lessening the lifespan of a spot on your face and like just moving the process along much quicker to get it so it's like gone in as little time as possible, and I love that. Who wouldn't love that? All right, well that is everything that I wanted to share with you for my favorites, so hope you enjoyed that, and let's just get back to my normal casual snow day at home. I just remembered something I forgot to talk to you about that I wanted to talk to you about. Another thing I've been obsessed with lately is the Headspace app. This is not sponsored. I know this is sponsored for a lot of people. I'm not cool enough for that. But I do really like this app. I used it for the first time a few months ago when I was in the midst of a pretty bad panic attack, to be honest. And I was home by myself and I was just freaking out and I had no one to call and I was trying to go to sleep and I could not shut my brain off and I didn't know what to do. I was desperate, but I'd heard about this app and I was like, all right, I'm desperate, I don't know what to do. So I downloaded it, I tried it out for the first time, and just the act of like, it was like a 10-minute meditation thing, like the beginner, whatever you do when you first start. It's like the first beginning meditation, whatever. It was like 10 minutes. And within the first like 5 or so of just sitting there and breathing and listening to the guy talk, I felt better. There's nothing like that relief that you feel finally when that panic attack stops or starts to subside. Like, and it happened so fast just with this app that I was just overwhelmed. I was emotional and I just started crying. I was so happy. And I'm not very good at meditation. Like, I don't do it as well as you're supposed to. Like, granted, you're not going to be perfect at it the first time you pull it out and try it, or the first 20 times you pull it out and try it. You're not going to be perfect at it. But I still struggle to like completely shut my mind off. So I don't probably do it as well as you're supposed to do it. But just taking the time, like taking 5 or 10 minutes just to like breathe and focus on breathing instead of everything else that's going on still helps. I just wanted to tell you about it because that has been one of my favorites for the past few months and I did not want to forget to tell you, even though I did. Good job, Bryn. So now I'm going to watch the new Jumanji movie. I just picked it up, this and Pitch Perfect 3. I picked up the DVDs for both of those because I hadn't seen them. Watched Pitch Perfect 3, loved it as much as I loved the other two. And now I'm gonna watch Jumanji and we'll see what happens.